Hey, somebody sent me a private message in Facebook yesterday asking me to interpret some information from an MRI, which I was happy to do and gave some information. But I asked a few questions and she responded with a video of how she was walking. I immediately replied with, "Your hip muscles are weak." And she was surprised. She said, "No one's ever told her that." And I said, well, a lot of times people will focus on where you say, and when I say people, I mean healthcare providers will focus on what you tell them. I have knee pain, so they look at the knee. They don't look at the whole picture of your body from the top to the bottom. And the truth is we're completely connected from the top to the bottom. And so the hip affects the knee because the bone and the muscles that go in between the hip and the knee are connected. So one of the things we'll tend to do when our hips are weak is collapse our knees together. And we'll even walk with our knees together, or we'll sit down by putting our knees together and then collapsing into a chair, which, by the way, is not only not good for your knees, it's not good for your spine either. So you want to avoid that pattern. There are a couple of ways you can test your hips to see, are they strong enough? So if I'm standing here in front of the chair, I want to slowly lower myself into the chair and I want to float down in there. If I'm getting to a certain point and I can no longer control it and I just fall into the chair, again, that's an indication that my small hip muscles and some of the big ones back here are not strong enough, which puts a lot of stress on my knees as I collapse, as they end up collapsing in together. So another way you can test your knees is just, or your hip strength, is just to stand on one leg. Can I stand on that leg for 20 seconds? Do the muscles get fatigued? And then check the other leg. I don't know if I'm timing it for 20 seconds, but you can stop the video and time it. So if I'm feeling a lot of fatigue through these hip muscles or the thigh muscles as I stand here, then I need to do some hip strengthening activities in order to make sure that my hips are strong enough to keep my thigh bone in line with the knee joint. This can impact you after you've had a total knee replacement because the replacement prosthesis is designed to be anatomically correct according to physics and engineering and textbooks. But if your hips aren't strong enough to use your thigh on top of your knee properly, you're going to have some issues with continued knee pain even after the replacement and even after you've been through rehab if you didn't get all of these small muscles back here and the small muscles through here rehabbed in order to control that femur bone, which makes up half your knees. So check out a couple of these movements so that you know how strong or not strong your hips are, and then take action to make those stronger. I'm Mary Thomas, physical therapist at Innovative Therapy in Dallas, Texas, and developer of the Body Power System.